Приветствую вас на своем канале Школа разговорного английского. В этом видео мне бы хотелось выполнить с вами задание устной части ЕГЭ 21-22 учебного года по английскому языку. В качестве эксперимента я буду разговаривать исключительно по-английски. Свое мнение по этому поводу, пожалуйста, прошу выражать в комментариях под этим видео. Также вы найдете ссылку в описании на демо-задание, которое, собственно, сейчас мы с вами будем выполнять. Alright, let's take a look on the following tasks. So there are 4 of them to be solved during the exam. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. And according to what I can see, they are not too difficult. There is nothing too much dramatic for those who are well prepared and whose language is at least on the upper intermediate level. So everything is literally in your hands, and if you have a stable speech practice, oral speech, then you will not have too much problems during preparation to this task and then during the exam itself. So first, let's take a look at the very first task. Let's read it. Imagine that you are preparing a project with your friend. You have found some interesting material for the presentation and you want to read this text to your friend. You have 1.5 minutes to read the text silently. Then be ready to read it out aloud. You will not have more than 1.5 minutes to read it. So as you can see, you are limited in time. I will mention it beforehand. In all the tasks, you are limited in time. There are certain time limits that you cannot exceed. In this very first task, everything is required is just to read the text without any mistake. I'm a teacher, so I will try to read it from the first attempt, but you do not take this risk. For you, it's better really to prepare this 1.5 minutes, just read it silently, and of course, it is super important for you to understand what you're reading about, because the examination team will, of course, hear how you read and take it into consideration. Okay, so let's read. Do not hurry up, but at the same time, do not get stuck in some places. Be confident and of course be relaxed, but not too much. You should be concentrated at the same time. And do not forget the main rule of all the oral exams. Always pronounce the ending of the words clearly, because any misunderstanding will be unfortunately taken not in your favor. Let's begin. It is very difficult to say when the picture postcards originated. The evolution of picture postcard reflects the history of the post service in the world. It is also connected with innovations in printing and photography. We may say the history of the picture postcard started with the postal reform in the UK in the 19th century. The reform made the cost of domestic mail delivery very cheap. The person who wanted to send the mail had to pay for it. A stamp was a way to show that you paid for your mail. Sending mail became popular. People were interested in nice paper and envelopes for their letters. That was the time when a scientist from Austria offered to make cards for sending short messages. Everybody liked the idea very much. The first postcards had very simple designs, but now you can buy beautiful cards with various pictures on them. So you see, I should have spent 1.5 minutes to read it, not more. I spent 1.07. I still have almost half a minute left. For you, it means that you can read it slower, but if you are able to read it in higher temp at the same time, not to make mistakes and show your understanding, then it's better to do it this way. Number 2, the task number 2. Okay, so here we go. Study the advertisement. The best bicycle trip. Honestly, as I can see, it is one of the most difficult. Of course, after the first one, when you need just read a text, it's hilarious. Okay, so the bicycle trip you take in, you're keeping in mind it's an advertisement, right? Advertisement. So you're considering going on a bicycle trip and now you'd like to get more information. In 1.5 minutes, you're to ask 4 direct questions to find out about the following. So, bicycle trip. Minimum age, duration of the trip, number of people in the group, accommodation for the night. You have 20 seconds to ask each question. So, only 20 seconds for asking the question, but the question should be direct and fulfill the information that you need to ask, that you need to find out. So the minimum age. What is the minimum age of people who are allowed to take the bicycle trip? What is the minimum age of people who are allowed to take the bicycle trip? Here we go, it's too easy. Number 2, duration of the trip. Okay, same situation. How long will the trip last? How long will the trip last? Or how long will the trip take? How long will the trip take? Super easy. Number 3, number of people in the group. How many people are there going to be in the group? It is the easiest variation. How many people are there going to be in the group? Never forget the construction there is, there are. I always say it to my students, there is, there are. It is a core construction when you want to tell that something is somewhere, something is situated somewhere. One more time. How many people are there in the group? If you want to form more complicated phrase, you could just say, what is the amount of people in the group? What is the amount of people in the group? How many people are there going to be in the group? How many people are there going to be in the group? How many people will the group consist of? How many people will the group consist of? Or what is the average amount of people in the group? What is the average amount of people in the group? So you can see there are too many variations of how to ask the question. For you, it is important, number 1, to form grammatically correct sentence. Number 2, to fulfill the task. I mean, you need to ask certain question about the certain issue. Of course, you have to be fluent. And of course, number 4, accommodation for the night. If we stay for a night, if it is going, any accommodation be provided. If we stay for a night, is there going any accommodation be provided? If we stay for a night, is there going any accommodation be provided? So, you can see we've made it very easy. Number 3. You're going to give an interview. You have to answer 5 questions. Give full answers to the questions. 2-3 sentences. Remember that you have 40 seconds to answer each question. It means that the time limit for you not to be exceed is 40 seconds. But before we start doing this task, I want us to, here we go, I want us to check out this clarification. So, you need to give an exact answer for the exact question, and it should consist of not less than 2 phrases. Do you understand? You must be clear. Let's get down to it. Hello everybody, it's Teenagers Around the World channel. Our guest today is a teenager from Russia and we are going to discuss summer holidays. We'd like to know our guest's point of view on this issue. Please answer 5 questions, so let's get started. In fact, this task is, how to say that, it is taken from, you can find it in any school English textbook beginning from the 7th grade. I mean that those topics about my city, my town, my country, and other things, they are always included into school curricular, then you will never have problems with it. So what part of Russia do you live in? What's the weather like in summer there? Okay, let's imagine that we are from, I don't know, let it be, we are from Vladivostok. Okay, so let's try to answer. I'm from the far east of Russia, Vladivostok city. The weather is quite hot there, but sometimes it can be foggy or muggy because Vladivostok is located next to the sea. Here we go. There are not less than two phrases, and at the same time it's quite clear and it sounds good. The following question. What else would you like our listeners to know about your region? So now we are going to be from, okay, we will be from Vladimir. We are from Vladimir. Okay, do you know this city? I guess almost everyone knows Vladimir. I'm from Vladimir. Yes, so Vladimir. So we have mentioned, imagine, we have already mentioned that we are from Vladimir. Okay. Vladimir is one of the most ancient cities of Russia. It used to be one of the first capitals of Russia. Now it is the outstanding part of the so-called Golden Ring of Russia. Okay, same situation. We have fulfilled everything that was required from us. The next one. What can you tell us about your family? Okay, what can you tell us about your family? Oh, there are too many things that we can tell about our family. There are four people in my family: my mom, my dad, me, and my younger sister. We love each other and we always spend a lot of time together. How did you used to spend your summer holidays when you were 7? When I was 7, I used to go to another city to see my aunt, uncle, and my cousin. Sometimes we went abroad with my family as well. Next one. How would you like to spend your summer holidays in 10 years? Okay, 10 years. Imagine if you're in the 11th or 10th or 9th grade, so you must be from 15 to 17 now. So in 10 years, it's gonna be 25, 27 years. I get the average answer of all 27 years. People would be something like, in 10 years, I would like to spend my summer holidays with people who I like a lot. We would go abroad, see new places, go to the beach, and explore new cultures together. I guess that's it. Okay, thank you very much for your interview. As you can see, this part is also quite easy for those who can speak English. You just need to work on your fluency and on your self-confidence. And let's get down to number 4. The greatest disadvantage of this task is the duration of the preparation. Look here, 2.5 minutes to be ready. You will speak not more for 3 minutes, but non-stop, continuously. And here you should think, analyze, and draw some conclusions almost at once without any preparation. You should concentrate on it. If number 1 is like a joke for those who are going to pass the exam in English, because those people who want to pass this exam are literally those who are confident in their English. And the first thing for those who can speak any language is that they can read without any problems. So number 1 is a joke. Number 2 is kind of joke either, because you look for direct questions for the given issues. You should not think, you just need to, I don't know, speak out. Here, same situation, just answer the questions which are literally super easy. But number 4, it is about to show your real skills. And I guess not every teacher is able to fulfill this task. This kind of task is basically taken from IELTS or TOEFL exams. I guess you know about these exams, international exams for those who want to enter English-speaking countries' universities or who want to get job abroad. This is just school exam for Russian-speaking kids. Not more, but they require a lot. Because the reward eventually will be extremely valuable. Imagine that you are doing a project Life Without Gadgets together with your friend. You have found some illustrations and want to share the news. Leave a voice message to your friend. In 2.5 minutes, be ready to tell the friend about the photos. Okay. Again, you will speak for not more than 3 minutes. 2-3 sentences for every item of the plan. 12-15 sentences total. You have to talk continuously, non-stop. Talk, 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 and they do record you. Give a brief description of the photos, 2 features connected with the subject of the project in each photo minimum. Say in what way the pictures are different, 2 features connected with the subjects on the photo minimum. Mention the advantages and disadvantages to one of the 2 types of books. Explain how these photos illustrate the project Life Without Gadgets. Express your opinion on the subject of the project, whether you would like to live without gadgets or not. Live without gadgets and why, yes or no, yes. There are 5 points that we must talk about in order to get a positive mark. You try to follow me at the same time looking at these issues. Oh, no. Where is it? Yeah, looking at these issues and at the same time looking at the photos. Okay, life without gadgets. We are keeping it in mind. Life without gadgets. Okay, brief description of the photos. In what way pictures are different. Mention the advantages and disadvantages of 2 types of books. Explain how these photos illustrate the project, how they do illustrate this exact project. And express your own opinion. We have only 3 minutes. On the first photo, we can see a young lady holding a book. She has obviously taken it from the shelf in the public library, and she prefers traditional way of reading. On the photo number 2, we can see a young lady as well, but she's at home and reading a digital book, which seems to be more comfortable for her. The difference between these 2 pictures is first of all the location. The first lady is in the public place, the second one is at her own home. And the second difference is the type of book. First lady is holding a real physical object. The second lady is holding a digital book. From my point of view, the main advantage of the real book is, of course, less harm for the eyesight. At the same time, there are many people who adore collecting real books and holding them and smelling them and just enjoy reading something real. Disadvantages of the real books are, of course, big waste of paper, which causes huge deforestation, and taking a lot of space at home, which causes dust. Talking about digital books, I would say that the disadvantage is, of course, harm for the eyesight. But it depends on the quality of the book, to be honest. And the advantages are like it's very compact and you should not hold a lot of different objects at home. You just can easily download something you need to read and keep it as a digital file on your um, digital book. As I see, these 2 photos illustrate 2 types of people and 2 different approaches to reading nowadays. It means that society divides into 2 parts. One part are those people who are against of gadgets and prefer real books. The other part of society are people who enjoy using gadgets and take reading real books as something outdated. As for me, I use gadgets a lot, but I think I'm not addicted to them. I'm concerned that the main rule of all this gadget situation is not to become a slave and to feel easy and comfortable whether you have your gadget around or not. Unfortunately, my timer has turned off. I will watch this part again and then I will write time which my answer has taken, okay? And you will see. Таким образом, мы разобрали с вами 4 задания из устной части. Я надеюсь, что это видео было вам полезно. Не знаю, смогли ли вы его прослушать до конца и было ли вам удобно слушать таким образом. Опять же, напоминаю, что это был мой небольшой эксперимент. Если вам понравился формат, то прошу, напишите об этом, пожалуйста. Если вам, опять же, не понравился, тоже пишите. Если вам хотелось бы, чтобы я объяснила все то же самое, но с использованием русского языка, также, пожалуйста, напишите. Возможно, если вдруг найдутся люди, которым это понадобится, я с удовольствием повторю данное видео. Напоминаю, что ссылка на ресурс находится в описании. Подписывайтесь на канал, подписывайтесь на паблик ВКонтакте, собственно, в котором я и размещаю все материалы, на которые даю ссылки. И надеюсь, что вам было интересно и полезно. Всего доброго!